Hello and welcome back. Today I wanted to play something a bit different. I wanted to play my favorite game of all time, The Lord of the Rings Online. This is an MMORPG based on The Lord of the Rings books, obviously. And I like to play this and play as Botwin, who is a level 1 man champion in his starting area of Breland, and just play the game, quest a bit, talk a bit about Lord of the Rings lore while I'm doing it, and I'll discuss some lore with you guys. I hope you'll like that. So let's jump right in. And if this is all going according to plan, then Gandalf should start speaking to us very shortly.
A chance encounter with brigands upon the road leads to captivity. You awaken with the ranger Strider before you. As he urges you to act quickly, you realize you have become involved in matters much greater than yourself.
So already we are confronted with Strider, Aragorn himself, in some sort of jail. This is really the very start of the game. Basically the tutorial area. I mean, use W to move forward. I think I know how to play games, but sure. So I've been playing this game for about 10 years, which is since the very start. I've got lots of stuff from purchasing expansions and other goodie bags and stuff. So I'll need to sort this out later. For now, let's talk to Strider since he's spamming my chat box. Brigand guards are attacking.
Enough!
Sure.
Come along. We are not safe just yet.
Arm yourself with what weapons you can find while I fend off these brigands. Sure. I'll loot this satchel. So I did do a little bit of preparation. I set up auto loot, for example, so I auto loot all, which is really handy. Chunky D asks, what is the end game like? Well, as with all MMOs, the end game is mostly doing dailies, but the latest area that was released, I don't know if I can show you, is in northern Mirkwood, near the Lonely Mountain. It is in this list somewhere. Let's see. I can find it from here. I know where I'm going. So it's actually this area. Erin Laskalen, that's a different word for Mirkwood, and the Dalelands. This is actually set after the destruction of Sauron. So the entire idea is that even though the latest expansion, Mordor, was all about Sauron being destroyed, the developer team is still continuing on with updating the game and trying to carve out new stories based on the books, based on the appendices of the last book, The Return of the King. So this is mainly an area about cleansing Mirkwood and what happened to the dwarves in the Lonely Mountain, and what is happening to the people of Dale, because there's actually been a huge battle that's been fought here roughly at the same time as the battle at the Black Gate in Mordor. So while Frodo is destroying the ring, there's actually also a battle going on here. So that's the end game. There are raids and dungeons in this game. same as with every other MMORPG out there. It's really worth the try, especially if you like the Lord of the Rings lore. That really helps. So yeah, let's continue on. So I've looted this satchel with some stuff in it. It ended up in my clutter. I think it's this stuff. Your dad bought it. Okay, so yeah, it's this game is now 11 years old, so it's really, really old. I've been playing it for about 10 years. It's really fun, and the later areas of the game are quite modern from an MMORPG perspective. So it's aged alright, in my opinion. Let's Dr. Strider.
Hurry, friend. You must test your will to fight.
You are not the only prisoner here, friend. My fellow Umdir and I have come to rescue a hobbit, but it turns out he is not the hobbit we have been tracking. This escape will be dangerous for us all, for I know that the great evil lurks here. I have heard of its movements, and I can feel its presence. Do you know how to fight? You should practice with me to get a feel for that weapon. Okay, so we're going to fight Strider. The hobbit he's referring to is obviously Frodo. Yay! I won. So as a champion, I'm wearing two swords at once, and I'm a melee fighter, basically.
Well done. Let us press on.
Well done. Your skill in battle is most impressive. Now, listen closely. I will need your help getting out of here. When we leave this jailhouse, the real battle will begin. So this yellow thingy means that there's a loading screen in between this and the next area. Okay, so we've escaped the prison.
Here is where we must part ways.
Here we part for a time, Budwin. You should free the two innocent hobbits also being held captive here. Saladin Brandebuck and Mondo Sackville Baggins. I must search for signs of the Servant of Mordor and learn what I can of his connection to the Blackwolds. Umdir, my fellow ranger, is making a safe path for us. He will be waiting for us at the main gate. Free Saladin first. It is Mundo they want alive, for they have mistaken him for someone more valuable. When you have both hobbits safe, seek Umdir near the main gate. Then we make for Archit, where we will find safety. You've been playing a Dwarf Guardian. Well, what the hell was that? That was weird. Like 1 month ago, I would have recommended you playing a Guardian, but there has been a class rework over the past few updates, and Guardians are a lot better now. The main problem with Guardians used to be that because they're tanks, they're the tank class of the Lord of the Rings line, that they are really low DPS, high health fighters. So combat for them is really slow. It has been fixed somewhat. It's in a better place right now. And they're still working on it, so it's improving. So the quest text said, or Strider said, that these brigands are in league with the Servant of Mordor, and they're after a hobbit named Mundo Sackville Baggins, and they're thinking that he is Frodo Baggins, but they're wrong.
do you do?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was starting to worry that this little misadventure would be the end of me. These brigands are appalling folk. My friend Mudo is nearby, I think. We must save him as well. The brigands have been saying terrible things. We'll need a distraction, and I know just what to do. Just need a bit of flame and a place to put it. Saladin, you're a bloody pyromaniac. Don't you move one curled hair, hobbit. So he's sort of the boss. This is the epic boss fight. I'm a bit overpowered. It's about time you got here. It's about time. Was I expected to rescue myself? Come on, you big clodpole. Get me out of here before those ruffians return. They want to sell me off like a sack of potatoes. So, we freed the hobbits. Oh, there are far worse bosses in here.
Back to the shadow, fallen king.
It's just that guy.
You will not harm these folk.
Hey there. Fire's pretty bad. Maybe we should go. Good. The hobbits are out of danger. I am glad. Do not concern yourself with me. The greatest danger is past. Nazgûl fear those who wield fire. I am lagging. Well, it's not actually lagging. It's the game dropping a bit in FPS. It can't really be helped. It's an old game. It's not my hardware or anything.
Too late. But all is not lost.
Alas, I am too late. Amdir has been pierced with a Morgul blade. This does not bode well. We need to leave this place at once. Archit is nearby and will serve as a good resting place while Amdir recovers. Quickly, follow me.
Wounded by a Black Rider, the ranger Amdir escaped with his charges into the wild, making his way back to the village of Archit.
There, Captain Brackenbrook, a retired sellsword, has allowed Strider and his companions to stay and take respite from their cares.
So we're now traveling to Archit, which is the closest village. But those guys have a problem with brigands too. And it's an instanced zone, so it functions as a tutorial area for humans and hobbits. No, not all towns are instanced. Actually, only this town is. And after you finish this tutorial area, you get thrown into the open wild world, which has little to no loading screens. So it's actually, once you get out there, it's all pretty nice. So this is Archit. It's a nice little place.
Thank goodness you're awake. That fellow Amdir seems very ill.
You are awake, Budwin. Thank goodness. You were exhausted after what happened last night, but that ranger got us all safe to Archit in the end. I am terribly worried for his friend. Amdir looks so very ill. You can check on him if you like. He is just over there, to the west of where I am standing. Do you see him? There, across the lane? I do. I do.
Do not trouble yourself on my account. It is only a chill.
So, you are awake at last, but you earned your rest, for you fought bravely last night. As for myself, I found no peace in slumber. The blade of the Black Rider pierced only my shoulder, though not deeply. I am chilled, but it is no matter. Thank you for your concern, but it is Strider for whom I fear. He is charged with a great task, but he tarries for my sake and for Archit's. Do we need to buy all the expansions individually, or can you buy them together? There is something called a quad pack, which allows you to buy 4 expansions at the same time for a reduced price. I think it's lotro.market.com from the top of my head. If you go to lotro.com, you should be able to find it on the market page. Congrats! So we're in Archit, and Archit is actually located in Breeland. This is Breeland, and Breeland is the land around the city of Bree. And Bree is the town where Frodo and the other hobbits meet up with Strider to go to Rivendell later on. So we're in the area around Bree at the moment. Is it $40? Yeah, that's a pretty good price. I don't think Mordor is included though, that's the latest expansion. But 40 quid should give you a lot of hours of entertainment. Mordor is intended to be played from levels 105 to 115. So for the 40 quid you get all the levels up to level 105. Yeah, Mordor is the latest expansion, so it is a bit higher priced. I would still say it's worth it though. But of course it's up to you. Let's see what Strider says.
There are too many deeds to be done. All pressing, and none of them easy.
Hail, Budwin. Amdir is right. I am torn asunder. I do not wish to leave him in this state, and Archit must be warned that the Blackwoods mean to raid the town. But I should be seeking a different Baggins right now. Oh.
Captain Brackenbrook will not heed my warnings.
Perhaps you can help, Budwin. The people of Archit will be in great danger when Blackwoods execute the plan we witnessed last night. Captain here, a man named Brackenbrook, does not like my look and will not heed my warnings. Pray, speak to him on my behalf, and see if you can rouse him. Every moment I spend there is a moment in which my true charge plunges blindly nearer to unfathomable peril. The Black Rider you saw last night seeks a Baggins, and our friend Mundo is not one. Yes. So, Lotro is a free-to-play game, which I probably should have mentioned earlier. So, you can play it for free right now. And the first few zones are completely free to play, and after that you can use an in-game currency that you can get yourself. You don't necessarily need to spend money to buy all of the other zones and quest content. So I would open the store, but it's an external internet connection and it often lags the game, so I'm not risking it in case the stream gets all fucked up. At what level do you have to pay? Well, you don't have to pay at all, really. So the epic storyline, which is what I'm doing right now, is free for all levels, so you can just continue on playing. And if you want, for example, to continue questing after the latest free zone, which is the Lonelands, I believe, then if you really want to pay money for that, it would be very little, really. Hello, Cole Davy. Welcome. So, really, you don't have to pay any money at all. If you don't want to pay money, you don't need to pay money. This is a free-to-play game.
I don't like the look of those rangers one bit.
Did you wander in here last night with those rangers? I do not like the look of those fellows one bit, but I let them stay on account of the Pale One's wounds. You say the Blackquilts mean to attack us, but I do not believe it. Not without proof. Those brigands have always been about. They are an unruly lot, but not murderous. I'll not be attacking them without good reason. If you must, talk to folks around town and get their opinions. If they are on your side, I'll consider the ranger's warning. So, Cole Davy says that he used to play EverQuest and WoW and wants to play someone along the lines of Flash. Well, open world PvP is unfortunately not something you're going to find in the Lord of the Rings Online, which is the game I'm playing right now. In many aspects, this game looks a lot like World of Warcraft and EverQuest. So if you like those games, then you'll probably like this game as well. I've played those MMOs as well. But the reason why this is my favorite out of all of them is because it's set in Middle Earth. So if you really like The Lord of the Rings, then you should really just give this game a try. It's free, so you can just download it from loadthrough.com and give it a try. So this guy is a bit stubborn. There is a big Blackquilt camp nearby, and Strider knows about it, and he tried to warn him, and he doesn't believe that they're trouble. While we saw that they are in league with Black Riders, which is never a good idea. And now we're going to ask the people of Archet what they think.
What do you need?
If Captain Breckerbrook says we're safe, then we're safe. He's always done a fine job at protecting our village. Why would the Blackquilt Wanderers suddenly attack us now? She doesn't believe us.
What can I do for you?
You think the Blackquilts mean to attack us? Don't be absurd. They harbor no love for us, but they have a leader, and they fight more among themselves than they do with outsiders. They couldn't raid a squirrel nest, let alone our town. So he doesn't believe us either. Probably not a good sign.
What do you need?
I see that your friend is wounded, and I hope it was not the Blackquilts that did it to him. No, actually, it was far worse. I truly trust Captain Breckerbrook, for he has always kept us safe since he took charge of Archet. I won't argue with the captain, but I will help the injured fellow in any way that I can. So you don't believe us, but at least you're nice. Well, Strider, seems you're in trouble.
Alas for peaceful folk everywhere. It is an enormous task to convince them that evil people with evil intentions will commit evil deeds.
It seems that I cannot leave yet. Amdir needs my help. And I have pressing work to do in Archit to get these people ready for the impending storm. If you help me, perhaps I can leave before tonight. Sure.
Before you try to fight, you must learn what skills you may from the trainer.
There's much to do, and you are new to this world of danger. As long as you wish to help Archit, it is most important that you hone your skill as a champion. I would like you to assist me, but I wish to make sure you are ready for the evil trials that you will face. So, this is an old quest. Basically referring you to the trainer. Though trainers are obsolete right now, you get your skills automatically when you level up. You used to have to go to trainers. Savage. I need 2 fervor. Which I build with. How about that?
What can I do for you?
Well done, Botwin. As you grow as a champion, you will find that there are much more powerful new skills in store for you. Good luck. Thanks. This is a lot more DPS. My inventory is a mess. Oh, I got both. Oh, right. That's doubled my DPS. So Amdir has been stung with a Mogul Blade, same as Frodo atop Weathertop. So you know probably what that does to a man. But Frodo was healed, and there's not really an elf nearby for this guy.
Do you feel confident in what you have learned?
Oh, by the way, concerning PvP, it does exist in this game, but it is set in a certain zone. So it's closed off from the rest of the world. But there is PvP in this game. Not in the way you might expect, actually. In the Lord of the Rings Online, it's called player versus monster player. So there are 2 players, and one plays a good guy, like me, and the other player is playing an evil guy, so an orc or an uruk. And they are fighting at a battlefield called the Etemors. It's really fun, actually. I used to play that a lot, especially the evil side. So Strider says, have you learned some new tricks of the champion? I can see that you have. You seem more confident now. You are about to take on a most perilous task. If we fail, I fear that ruin will come to more towns than Archit alone. The Black Rider has brought the influence of Angmar to our very doorstep, Botwin. So much is at stake this day. Are you ready to begin your great venture?
Umdir, my poor old friend. A shadow has crept over him.
The Black Rider that stabbed him is more fell than any creature you will meet on your travels. We have little time, and we must stretch what time we have by doing 2 things at once. Umdir needs medicine, Botwin, and quickly. Do you know of a plant called Kingsfoil? It has great power to heal. You should ask Captain Brackenbrook if he knows of any that grow in these parts. Offer him assistance as well. It does not take you far out of the way. We must begin to work on him, and perhaps he will look more kindly upon you after you do him a good deed. So Okay.
I don't like the look of those rangers one bit.
Kingsfoil, eh? This is a nice leafy plant that grows around Bromway's Folly, a ruin south of here. Help yourself to as much as you'd like. We've no use for it. And as for your offer of assistance, I will take you up on it. We are always in need of able hands, and you might as well earn your keep while you stay with us. My best man, called a Cobb, is having trouble with wolves of late. Perhaps you could help him on your way to do your gardening job for the ranger. Sure. Oh, hello. Level 10 guards. So in the absence of elves, we get to see what happens to someone who gets stabbed by a mortal blade without being healed. I think Strider can probably stem the wound a bit, but he cannot stop it.
Well, well, if it isn't the rumor monger.
What do I do? Right. So I guess that's Promise Folly over there. This is a wolf, so let's just... Right. I'm still overpowered. Hello? Oh. Let's see what we can find here. So this area, the area of Archud and the region around Bree, isn't really mentioned in the books that well, so it's mostly filled in by the devs. Pretty well though. But a place you might know is the Old Forest. There's a guy that lives here who is mentioned in the books but is not present in the movies, who is called Tom Bombadil, and eventually we'll get to meet him. And the Barrow Downs are also mentioned in the books, but that's about it. So there's actually a lot more to explore here. And as a hobbit, I would start in the Shire, which is to the west. So then you would start in Little Delving and then work your way through the Shire, and you will see Hobbiton and Bag End and stuff. As an elf and as a dwarf, you'll start in Ered Luin, and dwarves will start at Thorin's Gate, which is sort of mentioned in the Hobbit movies. So this is where the dwarves that fled the Lonely Mountain after Smaug inhabited it. This is where they fled and started a new civilization. And the elves live in the south part of this region, especially near Celandine, which is the last place you go before you go to the Grey Havens, really. And I chose to start in Breland, since I like this story and this region the most out of all of them. I think it's the most exciting to watch. Though, of course, you can visit the other places and quest there as well, if you'd like. But for now, let's kill a wolf. I see some King's foil. So one of the things I like most about this game is the fact that it fills in areas of Middle-earth that are not filled in by the books or the film, and it creates a story there that is really interesting. So I plan on going to a few of those places and show you what they're like, and I hope it shows you really what great storytelling there's actually present, not only in this game but in the framework that is set by the books as well. Apparently, I just saw that I needed to go back. Actually, I had to go to the top of the ruins, unfortunately. So let's see here. I didn't need to kill that wolf, but it's XP, so it'll help me level up. Don't really need that skill. Well, there was plenty more evidence for that. If I needed any more, but I don't. What the hell is this? There's a strange banner atop the stairs here. Heh, Caldecott told me you'd be paying me a visit. You'll be sorry for sticking your nose where it don't belong. Caldecott is a traitor. He tried to kill me. But he underestimated me. So, there's a lot of faff concerning my inventory at the moment. I'll just try to get rid of some of this while I'm going back. Ral region seems best. There should be a box. This one. That will allow me to ride a horse. Caldecott, you're very annoying.
Impossible! A weakling like you defeated the Wolf Master?
Bah, I would kill you myself if that fool Dirk Mudbrick weren't watching. No matter, I do not fear exposure. Brackenbrook will never believe you. He thinks I have served him loyally since I was but a lad, the old fool. Tell Brackenbrook whatever you like, but Archit will fall and I'll make out with more gold than you can fathom. And you will die with the rest if you do not make yourself scarce before tonight. Ooh, this is a really nice cloak. Cool. So let's return to Strider, and that will probably get me level 4. And I hope he'll be able to help Elmdir.
Caldecott is a traitor. Danger has found you earlier than I predicted.
It sounds like Caldecott had it in for you before you even arrived. How did he know of you if he was at his post? How did that Blackwold know you were coming? Thank you for the risk you took to deliver the king's foil. I will think upon this riddle while I prepare a salve for Amdir.
I cannot decide which is more dangerous right now. Caldecott's treachery or the ignorance of Captain Brackenbrook.
I think the latter. If Caldecott is his best soldier, I know Brackenbrook will not believe that he tried to have you ambushed by a Blackwold. I did some asking around while you were gone. There is a Blackwold brigand in the stocks across the lane from here. He's being held for highway robbery. You should question him about Caldecott. Okay.
Oi, you there! Let me go! Caldecott can vouch for me!
I'm a friend of Caldecott's and I'm innocent at that. This idiot jailer won't heed me. Otto quiets down as you tell him you know of Caldecott's treachery. So you think you know the plan? Don't be smug, it's too late. By now the gears of war be turning down in the south, and quick. Soon I'll be free and you'll be the one in shackles, or worse.
Greetings.
It is good to make your acquaintance, Budwin. I noticed you were questioning Otto. Does that mean that his mutterings have been truthful? Yes, I do believe what you have come to Archie to tell. It is unprecedented, but all signs are showing that the Blackwoods mean to attack us. How is it that they have the means? If Brackenbrook does not believe you, you may tell him that I do, for what it's worth. Captain Brackenbrook, you're a fool.
How can you say this? Caldecott has been loyal to me since he was a boy. I suppose it would be wise to investigate your claim.
Does Ned speak true of his prisoner? If so, we would be wise to investigate Otto's threat of trouble in the south. I'll not question Caldecott's lifetime of loyalty if there is no truth to back it up. But if you and Ned are right in your suspicion, this would be a very bad situation for us. Cole Sprickley's farm is to the south of here, near the gate to the town of Coombe. If aught is going on, he'll know. So I'll make it a point to try to read out epic questline stories, quest texts and such. But
Amdir looks
the
so
fetch
changed since last night.
fetch 4 Bilberry's quest and whatever this is.
Hey,
4
there.
boar meat, I
I'm
won't
hungry.
read that out. That's just your generic MMO quest. So we're already level 4. I think this tutorial is intended to be up to level 6, more or less. So we're doing pretty well. So we're now going to a different farm, the farm of Kyle Sprickling, to ask around what he knows about the Black World. So the interesting thing here is that none of this is actually in the books anywhere, but it does fit the theme of Breland being infested with brigands. Oh? A brigand in the bushes. If you've read the books, you'll know that there are people in Bree that are servants of Isengard, and that they'll try to conquer Bree if we're not careful. There's actually a little story around that in the game later on.
A stranger, eh? You're the best thing that's happened to us all day.
Oh, thanks.
Our best hope is to get help from Combe, our neighbors. They will not let our chet fall to brigands.
I'm glad you're here. Some Blackwoods tried to attack us this morning, but we drove them off. We must get help from Combe, the next town over. It's southwest of here, and not more than a short journey away. They must bring their soldiers to Archet at once to help stave off the raid. Please make haste. I fear the Blackwoods mean to attack tonight. The road here is crawling with brigands, but I pray you can make it safe to Combe.
Could I speak with you a moment?
And there are farmhands that I need to find. I do need a bit more boar meat. So this here is the gate to Combe, which is the next town over, but blocked. Haha, do you want the people of Combe to help you? You're afraid of the Blackwoods, are you? Best run home, little fool. Enjoy your day. It'll be your last. Sure, thanks. Hopefully by then I'll be powerful enough to be a one-man army, and then we won't need an army. But it is a bad sign. They've blocked off the only way of escape and the other way of help.
This cannot be.
But
I must write to
no,
Brackenbrook at once.
it cannot be. My men traveled to Combe only yesterday for delivery. That is bad news, Budwin. Captain must be informed of what's going on at once. Here is a note for Brackenbrook. He knows my scroll. He will believe you now. That's great, but I still need to quest a little bit. Let's do that first. I need to find farmhands. This guy. Hello? He's dead. They killed him. Thornton Woodley. No. What else do I need? Bilberries. Bill Hayspear. No. I didn't know you. So, we're literally collecting berries to make tea with. For Amdir. Fair enough. But where is Walt Wheatley? Not there. Don't mind me. I just need to find the body. Walt Wheatley. No. It became dark real quickly. So let's head back to Sprigley and tell him about his farmhands being dead, and then we can go back to Archet and get some tea going, I suppose. And hopefully Drakenbrook will listen to Sprigley saying that this threat is serious.
What do you need?
I would like sword. Thank you. So this game has a thing that's called deeds. That's basically epic stuff you can do that will allow you to get a title, such as the Wary, for reaching level 5 without dying. But also I've got a few more titles based on the expansions I bought, and there's loads more. Deeds also give you Lotro points, which you can use in the store to buy stuff with. You can actually save up the Lotro points that you gain from completing deeds in game for buying expansions or quests or whatever you like, really. So you don't need to spend a single penny on this game if you really want to. Well, Drakenbrook. Oh wait, first the boar meat.
This will do nicely. It gives me something to munch on for a bit, at least.
Enjoy, Mundo.
Lovely. This is sure to cheer Amdir right up. This tea will help Amdir feel better. I just know it.
Fine. Here, Amdir, have some tea.
I thank you, but I have not the stomach to drink this now.
He doesn't feel well enough to drink it. That just sounds great. He looks
Did
even
my tea
paler than
perk him
before.
up? I knew it would.
This ring have white. Vitality is fine. Bracklebrook.
What
As-
have I done?
As Brackenbrook reads the letter from Cal Sprigley, his face is blank. He reads it the second time, and only then does he look at you. I've been a fool. Oh, what have I done?
You cannot fathom just how wrong I have been.
I've trusted Calder Cobb and heeded his advice for a long time, even after my own son tried to warn me of his duplicity. My son, John, is a worthy hunter, but he has not set foot in this town for over 3 years. He will never forgive me for the things I said to him. Oh, what a fool I am! I told him he was not welcome in Argent until he stopped behaving like a jealous child. Now he and his hunters are our only hope. But what can I do? He does not deserve to be dragged deeper into my folly. Nay, Argent must withstand the storm without help. Brackenbrook is hopeless. You should ask Strider what to do.
Do not despair. You have done well.
Indeed better than I could have done. You earned Captain Brackenbrook's trust. You must appeal to his son John against his wishes. I must leave soon, and Argent will need all the help it can get, even if a father's pride is at stake. I am confident you will be able to bring the hunters in and give this town a fighting chance. Meantime, I must make haste. Amdir assures me he just needs rest. So, if I recall correctly, Brackenbrook was actually standing in a few different places, among which, over the years obviously, among which inside here, which is an inn, apparently it still exists. Funny that this has no function whatsoever anymore. He used to be in there. Old Captain Brackenbrook. Anyway. So we're off to the hunting lodge. To meet with Brackenbrook's son. Hopefully he can help. I think Argent is only mentioned by name once in the entire trilogy of books. But still. It's a nice enough place to start the journey, I think. Right, the mobs are a bit higher level here. If you see me stuttering a bit, it's just lag. Unfortunately, that's something that comes with the game being a bit older. It doesn't have anything to do with my connection. My connection is fine.
I presume you're here to bring me ill news from town.
You come from the town, do you? I've been watching from the bounds. The skies have turned dark and fell, and there is a shadow of unrest over all of Argent, over men and beasts and trees alike. Let me guess, my father has not the wisdom to observe such things. So you heard of his exiled son and came to me for aid. Come then, out with it. I desire to hear what you have to tell.
Calder Cobb has shown his true colours at last.
Oh, he sounds awfully American. I knew him to be evil-hearted, but my father is too trusting. He does not like to think ill of people. His blindness wounded me, but he is a good man. So, to answer your questions. Yes, I will come to Archit's aid. I and my fellows. I am a hunter and a skilled warrior, trained by my father and captain. I would rather die than sit idly by while foul brigands crash upon the decent peoples. Let us see what there is to see before the storm is upon us. While I gather my warriors and my weapons, you should sneak into the Blackwolf's roost and uncover their plan of attack before tonight. Fine. Why? Strange. If you start playing Lothar for the first time, there's actually an extra quest here with this hunter here, who will allow you to sleep in his bedroll, and that will lead you to a very interesting cutscene concerning Galadriel. So we're actually going to attack and kill some brigands, it seems. Oh, there's actually a thing I need to check. This zone has been changed since the latest update. There used to be a cliff here. Now there's an invisible wall. Fine. I understand. Hello. They are aggressive. I need to kill 4 and gather information about the intended raid. Fine. You do have any? Hello? Ah, the plants are there. Hello. The letter inside the satchel tells that the Blackwolves mean to attack tonight with the help of Angmar. So, while I'm walking back, Angmar is actually mentioned several times already. Angmar is a land to the northeast of here. It is where the fortress of Karn Doom lies, which used to be the seat of power for the Witch King. So the Witch King is the chief of the Nazgul, the Black Riders. And in the time before Lord of the Rings, he used to rule a large portion of Eriador, which is this part of the continent, from Angmar. Basically that coincided with the last time Sauron was visible and active, before he was slain at the Battle of the Last Lights. Well, Breckenbrook. Son Breckenbrook.
Good work, my friend.
This will be a great boon to Archit. Now we will be able to counter their efforts with the proper strategy. I think the helm will look dreadful.
We only need a strategy.
What an excellent find, Budwin. These folk from Angmar sound like evil foes, but at least we know what we are up against. The plans also show a map that points to the Old East Path, which is just near here. We all avoid that path, save for Atli Spiderbane, a visitor from east of the Misty Mountains. Speak with Atli and learn what he can tell you about the path. We can use the path to our advantage if we manage to successfully scout it. Oh, this is the quest I meant. You've had a long day, friend, and more dangers await. You should take some rest. There's a bedroll just over there you can use. I will wake you if anything happens. Sure. This bedroll is more comfortable than you expected, or perhaps you are more tired than you realized. You close your eyes, and before long you are lost in dreams. But listen to my words. Are you going to do voiceover?
I am Galadriel, the Lady of the Golden Wood. Do not be afraid, my friend.
Thank you.
Your people are short-lived, but the fate of Middle-earth is yours to command. I will not long disturb your sleep. I can visit you in dreams for only a short time. I have looked into my mirror and seen much that worries me. Let me show you.
That this is a vision of the future. Things we're going to do. I've seen lighted windows in the evil city of Karndun. The dreadland of Angmar stirs. Shadows once stretched forth from Angmar to threaten Middle-earth. I fear they will again. My mirror shows me much else I do not understand. Some of this may come to pass, or none of it. That is the nature of my mirror's power. All of Middle-earth is endangered by the return of Sauron. need strength, wisdom and courage if we are to oppose him. This is Theoden, King of Rohan, by the way. Men, elves, dwarves, hobbits, all free folk must stand together.
You are near to wakefulness. The last tendrils of sleep will soon release you. You ask why I wanted to show you this? It is for one reason. I saw you in my mirror, not once or twice, but often. Whether you desire it or not, your fate is tied to that of Middle-earth. Do not forget my words when you awaken. The free peoples of Middle-earth will have need of you. You must not fail them.
And then we awake. That sounds a most curious dream. I never have dreams like that, friend. I would not wish to have such. Oh, right. Hey, I'll be Spider-Bane.
Well met, friend.
I know all about the Old East Path. There are spiders everywhere. When you kill one, another takes its place. If we are to make use of the path at all, you should fight our way through and ensure that it is still blocked at the walls of Archet. The spiders will do some work for us against the Black Wolves. And what the spiders don't deal with, we shall come from afore and behind with our axes and our blades, and we will fall upon them like a mighty cave coming down. Bloody dwarves and their cave analogies. What I never really did understand about that Galadriel quest, which is added later by the way, is that the whole point of this was that the Blackwoods attack at night, so surely sleeping would be a bad idea. I don't really get that. It's fine though. That's actually a pretty big spider. So this is a secret road between the Hunting Lodge and Archet. And the idea is that we're going through this hidden path in order to save them from the attack. I hope so. There you can see Archet. This brigand scout met his doom at the dead end on the Northeast Path. But they've just built a wall here. Fine. So because I'm level 5, or I haven't been level 5, I need to click that button and lag the shit out. And now I need to pick my specialization. So this is basically, what do you want to be? Do you want to be area of effect? Do you want to be single target, or do you want to be a tank? I would say area of effect. Late storm, rend. So these skills all have the ability to attack many targets at the same time. It's pretty nice. So we're level 6 now, and I think we're pretty much done with this tutorial area.
A dead end will surely work in our favor.
That is good news. A dead end at the end of the path will work in our favor. Brigands will be slowed, and they will have the fighters at their heels, and the hunters will come from behind while the soldiers attack at the head. I will go to Archer to rally them, and ready them from the storm that awaits them tonight. Quickly, Calder Cope is making his move against Archit, and wicked men of Angmar are lending him and the Blackwood strength. We must go to the town's defense at once. Return to me when you are prepared. So this is the final final quest of the introduction area. And after this we will be thrown out into the wild open world of Middle Earth. I do not have any other quests.
John Brackenbrook and his hunters have reached the outskirts of Archit to find it already ablaze. A desperate struggle to save their village is about to begin. Hopefully, you have arrived in time.
Here we are. Look out, they see us. They've spotted us. We move now.
We have no time to lose.
There's no time to lose. Already the town burns. We have only a short time to rest here, before they see that we have broken through the east wall. Here we are less safe by the moment. We must help my father.
We must save Ned.
Oh no, Ned. I will help you with my... Hey, it's Otto. Heck, where are you? Amdir. Amdir's close by. Escaped the slaughter at the Badger. You have to help him defend the Badger. Those Blackwoods want the Hobbit and the Captain. I saw something in the flames. Go after them. You must save them. Wife is too late. Ned, no!
Our chat must still be saved.
Elder Cobb and Otto's treachery were just the beginning of this battle, I fear. We must find a way to the Mad Badger Inn. Beck has left us a way into the marketplace. Perhaps there is a way in through here. Follow me. Let us make sure the marketplace is safe. Otwin, come with me. Looks like this way is blocked.
There are more up ahead.
Sorry, John.
We must find my father before it's too late. Look, Hartley is ahead. All must not be lost. Well met, friend. Is the crafting hall safe?
A group of Blackwoods entered that building yonder not long ago, John. Together, surely we can take them and reclaim this area.
Although the Mad Badger burns, I still hold out hope. I knew you would survive.
I am alive, son, but I grow weary from the fight. Does Archit fall now? I've been a fool. This is not the time for blame. We must look only to defending those who count on us for safety. I agree. I will guard the hobbits and the injured man. Can you keep the attackers at bay? I can.
No more time for games. We come for the Ranger.
What the hell are those? What have you done, Caldecott? What have you become? The world has been right when I am concerned, Captain. But perhaps you begin to understand. All I know is that you betrayed your home and your peoples. You should be ashamed. Enough talk. Amdir is now a servant of Mordor. Come to her. Yes, master. Amdir, no. Don't go with them. Caldecott, finish what you came to do. Gladly. I will have the power in Archit now. Brackenbrook.
Father! No!
Oh, they just fell over. Helpful. Oh, what a mess.
What misery has befallen us? My father was right to trust no one.
This is a sad day indeed. Archit is burned, my father is dead, and the Ranger was taken by evil men. If men they can be called. Now all we can do is wait for the flames to die down. Then, with luck, we may begin to rebuild our port town.
With the Black Wolves' attack foiled, the people of Archit have begun to rebuild. Yet not all hurts are so easily mended. The fate of the Ranger Amdir remains uncertain and may have dire consequences for Breland. But hope remains that he may yet be saved.
Right. Well, I think this is a good a place as any to finish this stream for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will continue this next time. Goodbye.